What is it that you want to do in retirement, non-finance related? Is it traveling the world? Is it doing projects? Is it working as a consultant in your industry? Is it spending every waking moment with the kids and grandkids? Is it sailing in the Caribbean? There's so many fun things we've heard over the years. Maybe it's building a hot rod or creating an incredible garden at home. Maybe you don't like to travel. I think it's really important that you define what it is you want to do and who you want to be in retirement. One of the common questions we get is, how do I know that I'm ready for retirement? And that's a pretty loaded question, isn't it? I mean, if you really think about all the years and all the hours you spend working, for a lot of us, it becomes our social network. We have friends from work that we do things with. We spend so much of our lives at work. For many of us, it becomes our personal identity, our career, what we did for a living, right? And that's a lot to give up. So there's some financial and some non-financial considerations you really want to think about when making this critical decision. And I think the mistake people make is they just base it on an age. And that can be very different. We have clients that have retired in their 50s and clients that work well into their 70s, and it's not always because they have to. So you want to consider a few things. The first thing, you want to make sure you have a comprehensive, holistic retirement plan. You want to have a retirement-ready roadmap that's addressing those 5 key areas. We want to get our investments right. We want to have the right balance of risk in retirement. So many people enter retirement and they forget to adjust their risk. Right? We put a second set of eyes on thousands of plans over the years, and some people we can confidently say, hey, we think you have the assets that you never have to worry about running out of money. But they're still taking risk to a level they could lose 30, 40, 50% like we saw in the housing crisis. And then that changes the answer, which begs the question, why are you taking risk you don't need? So we need a plan for the investments. We also need an income plan. So we need to know where our income's coming from what account and what order, and how long it's going to last. And that's something we can help you with. We need a plan for health care. Are we retiring early and we need to get to Medicare age? Once we get to Medicare age, do we want a Medicare supplement, Medicare Advantage, Part A, B, C, D? It's like alphabet soup. We need a plan for that. We need a plan for long-term care later in retirement. Family planning. Health, wellness, family continuity, but also succession planning. What's going to happen with our assets? Who's going to take care of us? We need that to be built. And forward-thinking tax planning. We want to have a way where we can pay the taxes we have to pay, but not pay extra, reduce the taxes in retirement so more is staying in our account. So there's a lot of financial considerations we need to do, but having a holistic financial retirement plan is really going to help answer that. But then you have to answer some tough questions. Are you willing to stop doing what you're doing? And I think a lot of that comes down to defining the why behind your retirement. Why did you save money all these decades? We've seen so many of our clients really dedicate themselves to wonderful charities and really make something out of their retirement, really help those in need. There's so many different directions you can go, but you need to define that. Spend some time talking to your spouse. Where do you want to live? Do you want to do the snowbird thing? Do you want to move to a different community, closer to kids and grandkids, different part of the country, or maybe a different part of the world? We want to make sure we're on the same page and we've had some of those conversations. Once we've attempted to define what retirement looks like, and we've created that retirement-ready roadmap where we've answered the questions in those 5 key areas, that's when we've seen people really, from an emotional standpoint, enter retirement, feel a lot more secure, and have a lot more direction on where they're going. But I do think it's important to create a plan that also has some flexibility. We want our plan to be able to ebb and flow, make mid-course corrections. Maybe it's an adjustment because the economy is in a tank. Maybe it's an adjustment because inflation has gone crazy. Or maybe it's a fun adjustment because you or the two of you have decided to redefine what retirement means, and you have a whole new set of bucket list items that you want to try to accomplish. We need a plan that can adapt to those changes over time, and that's what's really critical when thinking about, is it time for me to retire?